Right. Germany round 4. Go back to UK 3. 3 infantry, 1 aircraft carrier, and 1 transport for the United Kingdom. 3 infantry to India, carrier transport to 8. Took France, 4-3. Attacked Egypt, killing an infantry artillery. They lost an infantry artillery and retreated with a fighter. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I think that was a desperate attack. But we held on. Very nice. The UK also hit Burma, which this is a pretty brutal result. Lost 2 infantry and a tank. Defenders suffered no losses. And then lost an infantry in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. A pretty rough round for the UK. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I expect Japan just to stack Burma now. There's not really much the UK can do against that. Sent some fighters to Moscow. Stacked 8. Japan. Artillery, 6 infantry, and an industry for Guangdong. Everything into Japan. Stacked Kazakh. Took out the transport in Sea Zone 34. Attacked Western Australia, killing 3 infantry, losing an infantry artillery. We'll take that. 2 IBC profit there, I'm pretty sure. Killed the destroyer M35 with no units lost. Yeah, Japan from here on can do a pretty decent expansion into the Pacific here and go straight for India and then contest Africa from this point. Japan split their air force to protect both stacks. Russia didn't have any odds on any of these anyway, without exposing themselves even more than they already are, so... But yes, that's good stuff. Oh yeah, the British moved their carrier to 28 as well. The USA here with a transport, 9 infantry and an artillery piece. Took northwestern Europe and Morocco. Stacked 8 and 13. Yeah, I'm not sure what the US is planning here. If they, I assume Medshuk. That's a pretty big landing if he alls in on Italy, but should have plenty of material to take Italy back if he does stack it as a desperate attempt or something here. But yeah, they can sweep Africa. I assume that means he's going to bring 5 transports back. He's going to commit 2. And yeah, I think 2 with a split. It's going to have... Oh, I might put some defenders there. There's always a chance of a double hit back. Interesting. The US, yeah, put a bomber there and sent an extra fighter to Moscow, I think. Right, with the Russians, pretty simple. 3 infantry and 2 artillery by no combat. So it should be fairly obvious what I'm going to do this round. I'm going to take Moscow. Germany has a 99.9% chance to conquer, with a 47.1 attacker profit. But we will see, won't we? Definitely double check this. You can probably just give it an eyeball and tell that Germany has odds anyway. But I'm going to all in on this and make sure I actually take it this time. I've been burned in the past, but not alling in on a target, so not that Germany has to do anything else with their turn, with their units, so alright, Germany is going to buy 14 infantry, 3 artillery. I don't think I need anything too expensive. Just get as much infantry as possible here. I think I'm planning on putting 3 dudes in Italy, because it might force him to overcommit with 2 transports instead of well, I suppose he could commit 3, but that's fine, I guess. Once Moscow has fallen, I'm not seeing what the Allies can really do. Russia falling round 4, that is not recoverable at all. Yeah, but this will be the buy. Should be 29 versus 20. Yep, 13, 3, 2, 10, and 1. Yeah, definitely not messed that up. I'm going to commit 3 infantry to both targets. My submarines... do nothing. I could retreat to 4 or split to 2 and 9. Don't think I'll probably just retreat to 4 here. I think I'm going to take Persia. So Japan can stack both Burma and Persia with their planes if the UK does not trade. And I'm just going to stack Egypt. The UK could do a fighter and a tank against... Oh, actually, that's why they're there in the first place, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna have 20 dudes and 3 artillery here. It should be dead zoned quite a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up these 2 dudes and go drop them off in Egypt, so I can hold on to it for 1 more turn. But yeah, let's stop wasting time and get on with this, I think. Right, good luck to the Germans here. I was expecting that to be a lot worse. So that's very nice that we only lost 1 there. Alright, excellent stuff here. Only lost 1 plane. I'll definitely take that. The average... Let's have a look here. 3 artilleries. I'll find the exact result. The AA gun split the outcomes a bit too much. I'll find that in my own time. Alright, come on, boys. Alright, simple France take, very nice. The trades might actually be difficult for the UK. Right, good stuff. I don't think the UK can pull both off. There's too many units. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the game, so we'll see if they want to continue. I would forfeit here, that you can't recover from this at all. Japan is just going to be left to their own devices. Go straight for India, go straight for Hawaii and point cap within two rounds, right? I could stack this. I don't see why not. Alright. I'll do that. Submarines will go to 4. I'm pretty sure that's it. 3 artillery, 7 infantry, 2 infantry, 3 and 1 L2 actually. That's fine. And yeah, next round I'll probably buy tanks, I guess. But I assume the game is over, so. But yeah, that's the correct doctrine. Sack off the AA guns. It's fine. I could spend a bunch of money on an AA gun a turn if I really wanted to. So yeah, France is an awkward target for the UK. Italy would require the US to overcommit slightly more. So be it. And this battleship, the US have a fighter and bomber on it. If it does not die and Egypt has not been taken, it will escape and take Madagascar. So yeah, I think that is GG. Good game. The Allies here. Yeah, so that is the end of Germany round 4, and I'll be back for Germany round 5. Here we are. The end of this game here. Axis victory. Round 4. Won by forfeit. Yeah. Well. A short and sweet game there for Panzers East. I guess this Black Air 4 fighter build from the Germans worked out pretty well in the end. I don't feel like I utilized it that much. Because obviously the game ended round 4. The West Russia Jam. Now this is the first time I've played against it, so I've played it as the Allies. I've played the Jam. I've played the Jam and won many times. I like to pair up with that Persia IC. It seems to work pretty well. Whether Germany hits West Russia or not, it tends to go pretty well for the Allies because Germany just knackers themselves hitting the wall of West Russia. Despite it being somewhat favourable for them, it really does cost Germany quite a bit. That Germany does sacrifice. But since I've played with the Jam, I've learned some mistakes the Axis could make, and obviously I do think unless Russia suffered 4 to 5 losses in the West Russia Jam, it is not really worth hitting West Russia. It costs the Axis, it cost Germany a bit too much, I think, in the early game. If I were to hit it, the game would turn into pretty much a standard game, kill Germany game, and Germany's pretty much knackered their tanks and air force. So Russia will recover. Yeah, it'll just turn into a normal game. So yeah, 2 infantry loss for West Russia. I chose not to hit West Russia here. The best move in a jam is to stack Ukraine, and there's different variations the Allies can. There's different procedures the Allies can take depending on whether Germany does Pearl or hits the Caucasus. I hit the Caucasus, and it's like different ways the UK can tackle that. UK did the correct move of clearing the Caucasus But the big thing here is that the UK could not flip the Caucasus. That's a big thing. That's why I picked up the tank and infantry from Africa to make the battle more difficult. I'm more likely to get a hit back with a 2 and a 3 dice. And the chance, with especially with 2 units, the chance of a double hit back and popping one of the UK planes, pretty huge. But I got the 1 hit back, which is exactly what I needed. Maybe there's a case to be made that maybe the UK should have sacked a fighter, because allowing the Axis to stack the Caucasus round 2 is very confrontational, and the Allies are forced to hit it no matter the odds. In this case, it was advantage Axis. It was roughly a 54% to hold. But yeah, as you can see, it worked out for the Axis. Got like a top 40% result. Held on, completely wiped out Russia. And there's no real way the Allies can come back. There's just too many Germans. I mean, I've not really tested the fighter buy. I'll probably test it more next season. I do like it. I think the 4 fighter buy it does work for West Russia Jam. There is a variation. I don't know too much about it, of a 3 fighter buy round 1 for Germany. The idea behind that is to kick or try and put as much pressure on West Russia to hopefully pry West Russia round 2 for Germany, right? So you kick them off ASAP, especially if Russia has a good start. You chuck as many Germans forward, and then you have 3 extra fighters in the attack, which normally is enough to wipe out the majority of the Allied defensive material, which is all their fighters and the Russian tanks and artillery. Let's see, anything else notable? I think I wasn't expecting my fleet to be alive. I don't agree with that. I'm not sure why the UK left it alive, because it allowed me to zone the US and the UK for round 1 to 3, pretty much. Especially with my air buy, it was a massive combo of dead zoning every season, so they just could not push forward because the fact I would gain too much value from it. So the idea behind it is that even if he wipes out season 7, I'm going to wipe out the remnants of his fleet, but I still think it's better wiping out, especially since I got a flawless result. Cruiser 3 subs left. I definitely think I think it is a mandatory move. You do want to remove that German navy. It gives Germany quite a lot of power in the Atlantic. Yeah, like I said before, I just had way too much strength. Dead zoning 13. Put some soft pressure on 10, so that even the tiny fleet that the Allies had could not really push forward. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Japan acted as a great support early on. Japan can't really get in. Well, they can get involved, but in the early game, it's mostly all about Germany, Russia, and the UK for the most part. Even the US struggles to get involved, and I don't think they really managed to do much as the US. It was just mostly purchasing. Eventually, they took territories, but that they were so delayed because of that fleet. That sub fleet, right, and my air power. So I mean, yeah, it's not the US's fault here. So yeah, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that result actually. Yeah, got some good dice against the UK attacks in particular. Very nice hitbacks. Absolutely horrendous result from the UK in Egypt. That is pretty painful. And then the round after that, he went for it. At this point, when the dice aren't in your favor, or you're behind, you kind of just have to take risks to come back. I mean, yeah, I mean the Allies were so far behind when the Axis stacked the Caucasus. I think I will note one thing is Rush Around 1. I do not agree with this purchase. Rush Around 1, the only buys I can really recommend for the jam is 8 infantry or 4 tanks. But I've not tested for 4 tank, but apparently there's a tank, there's a Rush Around 1 purchase for the West Russia jam, 4 tanks, because the idea behind that is you're trying to dead zone the Ukraine stack. That's why you go for the 4 tank purchase. But more of a defensive build, and one I do strongly recommend if you do a jam, 8 infantry. Then 7 artilleries if you can't stack the Caucasus and you're trying to dead zone it. I'm pretty confident those 4 extra infantry for the Russians would have made a difference. They would have definitely made a difference because the Japanese only had 5 planes left. Another thing is Russia leaving the fighter in Egypt. I don't know if that's a mistake or not. I'm going to assume it is. I don't know why you'd leave it hanging like that for Germany to just wipe out. Germany, the Axis in Germany in particular was so far ahead. It didn't matter that it was a kill Germany first. Who owned Moscow? So yeah. Alright, well, that is the end of this game. Good game to the Commandos, Jordan, Elric, and Kastarav. But yeah, that's probably one of the most decisive Axis games I've had. And I've not pulled this off before, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. And yeah, yeah, well played to Japan here. That support was very much needed. Excellent stuff. Right, this is the final table for match 3. Panzers East versus Commandos. And from the looks of it, that will be the conclusion of my participation as well. The Commandos won 7-14. So yeah, GG and well played to Commandos. That was definitely quite the competition there. And it was enjoyable to play the wild card and the team game, and also watch as the other games progressed and see how they finished. But with this loss, considering if we switch to the division table, that will be the conclusion for my participation. Panzers East will not be progressing to the next stage with 1 win, 2 losses. I'm pretty sure, considering what the other match and how that's going, it looks like Aces High will win that one. I think it can go either way, but since Panzers East didn't win dominantly, there was no real way we would progress to the next stage, because I think Aces High had just way too many points, it seems. So that will be the end of my participation in this season 3 team club games for now. And yeah, it's definitely been fun. I do recommend trying out. It's a very interesting dynamic. I do recommend playing with other people, playing with multiple opponents. Completely different game in comparison to the solo ranked that I have been playing. I mean, yeah, this is my first time playing with other people on my team, so it's been very interesting, giving my insight to situations and listening to what my teammates have to say, suggestions, tactics, all that sweet stuff. It's been quite an experience. I do recommend it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.